Welcome back to another episode of DB Sports Boxing Edition. So, the Canelo and Edgar card. They just got finished. Um, let's get down. Let's break it down. So let's start off with first Schoolboy. That guy, some talented dude. So Schoolboy, he fought. He moved up a division, coming back off after his loss to Inoue, and it was a good fight. It was a very good fight. He had to come back from getting dropped twice in the fight. He got hurt multiple times, but coming back from a very good fight. It was a very good opponent he fought right here. This guy came to fight. He was no slouch, no easy fight. It was a 12-round decision. He won the fight. He got dropped twice. This is a good fight for him to come back to because it still showed he still had some in there after getting knocked out by anyway. I think, in my personal opinion, I would like to see him come back, fight quickly. I don't want these layoffs, him fighting once a year. He needs to hurry up and fight again, go fight somebody else, hopefully get a belt. Because I know that anyway fight there wasn't a good one for him, but it was a good fight. I was highly pleased by him. Move on to the next one. Rolly Romero. Rolly's Rolly, man. What do you expect out of the guy? You don't expect nothing technical about him. He's just an entertaining dude that throws a lot of punches. He's not the same dude since the Tank fight. You can see it every time he throws that jab. He looks tentative. He don't throw and just stay there or move his head. He throws it, takes a step back. He looks a little scared when he fights sometimes. I like the coach that he got now because that guy's really good. But you can tell they're trying to make him a little more technical. They're constantly yelling at him to fight behind the jab, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it because that's not what Rolly is. Hopefully, within the next couple more fights, he gets it together. I know they moved up. They moved up some guy from 130 to fight up all the way to 140 who didn't have much punching power. My personal opinion is I think that's what they should continue doing with Rolly. Continue fighting these guys with not much punching power until he gets a big name fight. I want to see him in there with Ryan or Haney. That's who I personally want to see him in there with. Only entertaining fights. Build him up a little more. Hopefully build up his confidence. Then you could get him those fights against either Haney or a Ryan Garcia 147. Just catch weights at 140 something. Whatever one. But that's who I personally want to see Rolly with. I want Rolly to continue fighting. He's entertaining to me. Personally, me, yes. Next one, Caleb Plant. That motherfucker. He wasn't looking the greatest from the outside. I know that's Caleb Plant's thing. He's a good boxer. Good fast hands, not much pop, good feet, good reflexes. But against this guy, he was not looking good. He actually got dropped in that beginning, one of those beginning rounds. But since the guy kind of leaned on him and pushed him, the referee just didn't count it. That was actually a drop because when he stood up, those legs were wobbling. Good entertaining fight. They were both being showmanships, how they were dancing, doing highly entertaining stuff. But when Caleb Plant decided I want to make that adjustment, fighting the inside, and that guy couldn't do nothing, that's what got Caleb Plant to win. Because for people who don't know, when you fight the inside, it is tiring. That wastes a lot of energy, and that guy clearly wasn't trained into that. But Caleb Plant made a really good adjustment right there, fighting the inside. And it wore that guy down, getting that 9th round finish. So proud of Caleb Plant. I've been wanting him to come back and win. At that Canelo fight, he got me. He earned my respect. Caleb Plant's a dude to be careful with at 168 because he's only lost to Canelo and Benavidez. Benavidez being way bigger of a dude than he really is. Me, who I want to see Caleb Plant fight next. It's either to me Edgar Berlanga, Munguia, not mad at either one of those two, or Charlo, he could get his weenie ass to stop drinking and driving. I'm not mad at that one. I would like to see either one of those fights, truthfully. Once again, like I said about Schoolboy, I want to see him active. Take your ass out of that PBC shit. Go over there to either to Top Rank, go over there to Eddie, do something. The Prince dude, get out of PBC. They don't have nobody for you. They don't. They really don't. Unless they're going to give you the Charlo fight, which are not, because that guy can't get himself out of doing stupid shit, then you need to leave that place, man, because they'll only get you one fight a year, maybe two. But that's what I want Caleb Plant to win. I'm a big supporter of Caleb Plant. And 10 fights I will watch. Going into the co-main event, Danny Garcia versus Lara. I was interested to a certain degree to see how this fight will go. Lara being, 40? Danny having pretty much a 2-year layoff, aiming for greatness. He wanted his third division, so he could be up there with the great Puerto Rican fighters of Cotto and Trinidad. But he ain't for greatness. That was one boring ass fight. Danny, he don't have it in him no more, man. That guy needs to retire. He needs to move on. We don't need to see him anymore. All due respect to Danny, he didn't like those punches at 160. He reached for way too far. It happens at times. All these guys do it. He wanted a payday. He thought he could beat up on a 40-year-old man. That was probably he thought in his eyes washed. No, inactiveness hurts you, man. You have to stay active. He took 2 hours. He even admitted to it. I don't want to personally see him to fight again. There's nobody I care for him to fight. Not one person. If he wants to do one more fight against some bum, whoever that guy, Adrian Broner, followed Adrian Broner, okay, I guess. But it needs to be at 54, not at 160 or higher. He needs to move on from the sport. All due respects, you did great things at 140. You tried your hardest at 147. Nah, man, I'm good. Move on already. And then going into the main event, Canelo versus Edgar Berlanga. Where do I start off? I want to give Edgar Berlanga his respects because I've watched a good amount of his fights. It's a little bit of build-up when he did with Top Rank, finishing all these dudes in the first round. I didn't expect this from Edgar Berlanga. He would get caught a lot. Offensively, he was not that bad of a fighter when he was knocking these dudes out, but he had no defense. I wasn't expecting this from him. He clearly came to fight. He came prepared, very prepared, came in shape because to come back from that left hook, getting dropped, and he still fought. He still came. He was not scared of Canelo. I've earned respect for him. He did a great performance in this fight. He lost. He was dominated. He lost. He did a whole lot of talking shit. He clearly got under him because he got Canelo emotional. He got Canelo pissed. Canelo wanted to knock him out. But I'm very proud of Edgar. I personally think Edgar should get another good payday after this. Who I want to see Edgar with, Munguia. Like I said earlier, Caleb Plant. Maybe Sugar Shane Mosley's son. That's a person Caleb Plant can fight too. Charlo. There's always Charlo out there. He could probably try to aim for the guy that Caleb Plant just fought. Either one of those dudes. Skull. There's a couple guys out there. I don't think Benavidez should come back down, so I'm just not throw that Benavidez name. But I think he earned the right to get a good payday. Maybe go fight in somewhere where he gives himself some Puerto Rican fans to support him. I hope he trains hard, takes his shit serious, because he has some skills. He has some skills. He looked way bigger than Canelo. He just needed to do a little more. And then what can we say about Canelo, man? Canelo's 66 fights, man. He's been doing this for some time. 66 fights. He got a little too emotional, I would say. I think he probably could have knocked out Edgar Blanca, but he was just way too emotional in this. Way too emotional. He should have taken his feelings down a little bit. But it happens. Edgar was talking a lot of shit, so he got emotional. But Canelo came out with a good performance. You could tell he's not the same dude anymore. He's taken a couple notches down. Canelo's not Canelo anymore, but it happens when you have 66 fights. He's been doing it since he was 15 years old as a pro. A lot of wars. Canelo is the best of this generation. Who do I want to see Canelo fight next? That's an interesting one there. I'm going to assume he's going to go after Ebanks Jr. because since they weren't in talks already, as long as Ebanks wins his next fight or maybe fights one more time, I would say Ebanks Jr. He's probably going to fight in May. The whole world wants him to Benavidez, but I don't think we're going to get that. I don't care to see him against Crawford. It's not the fight that I really care to see. Maybe against Charlo, I guess, the 160-pound Charlo. I don't care to see that either. who else is there really for him? I know he wants Bivol. If Bivol wins, I'm not mad at seeing that fight. Canelo wants his paybacks on that one. But Canelo's the hard boxing, man. He's the number one dude right now. He gets to call whoever the hell he wants. He gets to do what the hell he wants. But overall, the card was good, man. It was a good little card. I thought most of the fights were entertaining besides the Danny Garcia one. But what do we expect? That two counter punchers who don't have a high volume. Besides that, the rest of it was a good card, man. It was a good fight, sold out. It was good. Good night of boxing. But those are my thoughts for the card. My thoughts about the night. Thank you guys for subscribing and liking. All the support you guys have been doing lately. Thank you guys.